What's a better state, the great state of Texas or Florida? Where should you live or what state should you visit? This video is going to go into detail in regards to the two states, the similarities and the differences, which state costs more, which state has a better economy, activities, fun, family, single life, whatever the case is. If you want to know the differences between the great state of Texas and Florida, stay tuned. This video is going to be absolutely for you as I fly into the great state of Florida, hang out, have a dang good time while I'm there, but it was all strictly job related, as I am also looking to expand the VIP Realty brand and offices to the great state of Florida. So stay tuned. One of the biggest items that most people take into consideration when they're relocating to a new state, or maybe if they're just visiting on vacation, is going to be the cost of living, the cost of activities, housing, and much more. And if you're trying to be frugal, if you want to save some money, Texas is definitely going to be the less expensive states out of the two. At least that's according to bestplaces.net. So if you want to save money on housing, medical expenses, day-to-day living, Texas is going to be the better place to reside and visit if you're trying to save some money. The cost of living in Texas is going to be around 10% cheaper than Florida. In fact, when it comes to utility costs, medical care, food, and groceries, as well as housing, are all lower in Texas compared to Florida. Let's delve a little bit more into detail when it comes to housing costs in each state. And when it comes to housing, real estate, residential or commercial, you know your boy right here at VIP Realty, Richard Soto, has you covered. If it's real estate related, I'm your man. In the great state of Texas, it's going to vary dramatically depending on the area that you might choose to reside in. Obviously, the major cities such as Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, San Antonio, Austin are going to be much higher than the smaller cities throughout the state of Texas. Generally, Texas is known for having a relatively affordable cost of living compared to many other states in the U.S. However, certain urban areas have a higher housing expense due to factors like demand, location, and amenities. In major cities like Dallas, Austin, Houston, and San Antonio, the cost of housing has been increasing in recent years, primarily due to population growth and the economic development. We've helped so many families relocate from across the country and around the world to the great state of Texas. So with higher population, higher demand, obviously the housing and real estate prices, whether you're looking to purchase or lease, are definitely going to be increasing. The median home price across the state was around $352,000. In cities like Austin and Dallas, the average monthly rent for a one-bedroom apartment can range from anywhere between $1,200 to $1,800 or even more, depending on the area's desirability and proximity to city centers or amenities. Suburbs or small towns have a more affordable rental option, potentially ranging from $800 to around $1,300 for a one-bedroom apartment. Guys, I've been in the real estate business for over 20 years. And I'm kind of old. So even when we say it's an affordable one-bedroom apartment for around $1,200, for me, it's still kind of a sticker shock. I still can't get over it. But then again, everything has risen in cost. So if you're looking for more affordable housing, which tends to be the highest expense individuals have, Texas is definitely going to be the better choice between Florida and Texas. But now let's discuss the Florida housing options and see if it's a big difference. Housing costs in Florida vary across different cities and regions within the state. Overall, Florida's housing expenses can be influenced by factors such as location, proximity to the coast, urban versus rural areas, and the overall demand for real estate. The median sale price for single-family homes in the state as of April 2023 was around $410,000, and in the Miami area, it was much higher at around $585,000. And I must say, if I was going to relocate to Florida, I'm a Miami type of guy, so of course I would choose the most expensive area in Florida. However, as we're about to see some of the B-roll, it's definitely worth the higher price as Miami has so much to offer. Now let's go into the rental options in Florida. In cities like Miami, Orlando, and Tampa, the average monthly rent for a one-bedroom can range from $1,200 to around $2,000 or even more, depending on the neighborhood, proximity to amenities, and the property's condition. Suburban areas or small towns may offer slightly lower rentals, ranging from $900 to around $1,500 for a one-bedroom. So regardless of your budget, you can definitely find it in the state of Texas or Florida. It's just going to depend on your lifestyle needs, wants, and desires. And if you want to live in Miami on one of those beautiful high-rise condos overlooking the beach, where it's very walkable and you can hit a dozen restaurants, clubs, bars, and cigar lounges, it's going to run you a heck of a lot more than just $2,000 for that one-bedroom apartment. Staying on the cost of living, my second highest expense each and every month, that's probably just as much as my mortgage, is going to be food, and not grocery shopping. It's going to be going out to eat, as I don't know how to cook, so I am pretty much in a restaurant every day of the week, a couple of times a day. And the good thing about living in Texas is that the average food bill is ranked 91.2, making it significantly less expensive than other states. The price of food in Florida is higher than the national average, with a score of 106.9. In this category, Florida has bills about 16% higher than Texas. And for me, that's going to be a significant difference. The average lunch in Texas is going to run you about $14, where in comparison to Florida, it's going to be about $20 for that same lunch. And if you're doing that several times a day, 30 days a month, 365 days a year, guys, we're looking at thousands of dollars in additional expenses if you live in the state of Florida. But guys, it's not all about the cost of living. There's a lot of other items to take into consideration when choosing a state to reside in, and we're just getting started. So let's move on to the second topic, and that is going to be climate, okay? One of the biggest issues I have with the state of Texas is the awful humidity during the summer, especially in July and August. So if you're hot-natured like myself, it is brutally hot during the summer, and quite frankly, that's when I travel to our California offices to do some work, quite frankly, just to get out of town because it is too much to bear. I am so blessed and fortunate that we work indoors. I don't know how those hardworking individuals that are out in the elements throughout the summer do it on a daily basis. Nothing but respect for them. Saying that, Florida isn't any better. It's probably going to be even hotter. Florida generally has a more tropical climate with high humidity, while Texas has more diversity in its climate. Florida is home to two of the world's major types of climates: tropical wet dry and humid subtropic. It ranks among the top states for tornadoes, and it is more frequently affected by lightning and thunderstorms than any other state. Florida is vulnerable to fog, drought, and wildfires. On average, Florida has the mildest winters in the continental United States, ranging from 41 degrees to 67 degrees, depending on which part of the state you reside. The summers in Texas provide long stretches of clear skies and warm temperatures. The rainy season is mainly in the spring, March through May, and sometimes the early fall as seasons begin to change. The winters are fairly mild in Texas, but we have seen freezing temperatures and snow from time to time. Texas weather has changed drastically this last several years. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but what I can say is I was born and raised in Dallas, Texas, and the weather has gotten pretty crazy the last 3 to 4 years. I've seen more snow, more ice than I ever have in my entire lifetime. So the last thing that I need to deal with in regards to climate is a brutal summer and a very cold, icy winter. So in regards to climate, guys, we're just gonna say it's a tie. Because at this point, yes, Florida is more humid. However, it's just as bad as Texas. Texas is terrible in regards to the summer as well. The winters are colder here in Texas, and the winters are better in Florida. But overall, I would say it's a tie in regards to the climate between Texas and Florida. Okay, so we've covered two topics thus far, the cost of living, which easily went to Texas, and the climate, which was a tie. Now let's move on to the next topic, and that is going to be the economy. Whether you're saving money or you're spending a lot more, either way, you're going to have to generate some income to pay those bills on the first of the month. So let's dive into the numbers. Both Texas and Florida's economic state is quite larger, and both states show strong economic growth, which is good for starting a business or raising a family. Florida has generally been considered to have a strong and diverse economy. Several factors contribute to this. One, tourism, real estate, architecture, trade and imports, technology and innovation. Texas also has one of the largest and strongest economies among the U.S. states. Several factors contribute to the strength of Texas' economy. Diverse industries. Texas is also very business-friendly, international trade, as well as education and research. However, when we look at the unemployment rate in each state, there is a clear winner when it comes to the state of the economy. As of March 2023, the unemployment rate in Texas was around 4%, the 12th highest unemployment rate in the nation. Its poverty rate is 13.4%. In January 2023, Florida's unemployment rate was only 2.6% and was lower than the national average and the Texas rate. At 12.4%, Florida's poverty rate is higher than the U.S. average, but less than Texas. So who's the winner in regards to the economy, which is going to be extremely important, regardless of whether I'm working out of our Texas offices or California offices, or maybe I might have to move to Florida to open up VIP Realty Florida. The economy is going to play a significant role, if not the only role, in the decision of where I'll end up residing and where we're going to open up VIP offices. Now, you would think Florida would prevail, which has lower unemployment rates and lower poverty levels. However, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, the median household income in Texas is about 8% higher versus Florida. Thus, Texas gets the edge for its economy based on its immense size and the higher income levels of its residents. So that's a tough one, guys. But I have to give it to Texas mainly because the cost of living is lower in Texas compared to Florida, and the income is higher. So for me, that makes sense. Texas, clear winner in regards to the economy. Okay, let's move on to the next topic, and that is going to be lifestyle, recreation, and activities. And do I even need to discuss it much further? We're going to go ahead and do it, but I think we know who the clear winner is. When I think of travel in the U.S. for fun, spring break with the kids, or just a quick getaway, Florida definitely comes to mind. There are so many different options in Florida, including theme parks, Legoland, SeaWorld, and many other theme parks as well. Coastlines like Clearwater, Destin, Miami Beach, which are all beautiful and gorgeous. Florida also has 11 major sports teams for baseball, hockey, and football. Guys, that's pretty much going to cover the whole list for the Soto family household. We love the beach. We love the theme parks. We love being on a speedboat in South Miami, or we just like to go for a nice cruise and check out the mega mansions in Star Island. So as far as just beauty, things to do, activities, being out in the sun, having a dang good time. And if I'm gonna be sweating profusely, I'd rather do it on a beautiful beach than in the concrete jungle of Dallas, Texas. But let's discuss what Texas has to offer. Texas is also going to be full of recreational activities as well. Texas is known for their live music culture, especially in Austin, where the South by Southwest Festival is held every year. Texas is also gaining recognition for its restaurant and bar scene. While Texas has bodies of waters for fishing, kayaking, and swimming, they don't compare to Florida's pristine beaches. When I think of Texas and the beach, I think of Galveston. And guys, I would rather go to a dirty nearby lake than to go to Galveston, Texas, to the beach. I wouldn't even consider that a beach, but that's the best that we got in Texas, and there is no comparison. A great thing about Texas is going to be that it's a major sports-themed state. In fact, there are 12 major sports teams in Texas. Texas also focuses heavily on the rising stars in high school and collegiate level as well. So I'm gonna give the sports to Texas because we already know. Texas does it bigger and better. We have the Dallas Cowboys, and more importantly, in regards to high school sports, youth sports, there's no comparison. And guys, if you're into basketball, come check out my kids at Be Elite Basketball. I love all those kids. We coach 3rd grade through 12th grade. We've sent numerous kids to college on basketball scholarships. Absolutely love it. And if we played anybody in Florida, it would be a total butt whipping. That's a fact. Now, let's keep the show going to the next topic, and that is going to be the landscape between the two states. And one of my biggest complaints with the great state of Texas, where I was born and raised, is the landscape. Yes, we have the hill country. I understand there's parts of the state that have mountains, but overall, the major cities where the majority of the population reside, it is very flat. It is very boring. I'm currently in our Dallas location, and there is nothing to look at but concrete. Unless I am looking at the most beautiful skyline in the world, which is the downtown Dallas skyline, there is nothing else to look at, gaze at, take in, or view, guys, because it's flat and there ain't a darn thing to look at, especially if you're driving into West Texas, to Abilene. Oh my gosh, my father lived in West Texas, and when I would take those weekend trips to see him, it was the worst drive in the world. You'd see broken down oil pumps and just weeds flying across the dirt. So if you want beauty, natural beauty, I think we're gonna know who the clear winner is going to be. Florida's coastline is longer than that of any other U.S. state. It's a significant contributor to the state's rising home prices. Florida's a beautiful state, lots of vegetation, palm trees, and of course, beautiful beaches. Florida has made the list of the best beaches in the U.S. time and time again. Of course, Miami Beach is no exception. The 7 square mile Miami Beach in Florida is one of America's most beautiful oceanfront destinations, and with good reason, with soft white sand and hip hotels at the ocean's edge. Since we're discussing Miami Beach and the beautiful coastline, let's reverse it back to 3 days ago when we were in Miami Beach. We stayed in a beautiful hotel right off the beach and enjoyed the beautiful scenery that Miami has to offer. Just made it to Florida. We're right here in South Beach, in my favorite city and area for that matter of all of Florida. And guys, when you come to South Beach, obviously you have to wear the right shoes. Check them out. Okay, we're definitely nice and bright. We want to be not only heard, but we need to be seen as well. The hotel is absolutely amazing. I haven't gotten a chance to check out the grounds just yet, but the lobby, the staff has been absolutely spectacular. 5-star all the way. How do you like Miami so far?
I mean, I've only been here for about an hour, but I've liked it so far.
Dallas better or Miami? Or you'll know tomorrow.
No, in terms of weather, Miami's better. In terms of looks,
guys, sitting outside at a restaurant down the street from our hotel, kind of windy, provided us with a blanket. Come on, man, let's go.
Okay, but for further looks, Miami's better because they have palm trees. And overall, right now, so what I've seen, Miami's better than Dallas. What further questions?
Listen, there's a lot more to see. We've only been here for an hour, so we'll check the rest out tomorrow. But when you land at the Miami airport, man, that coastline, all the condo buildings, hotels right on South Beach are absolutely spectacular. So I don't know, as far as landscape, I think it's going to be a runaway winner. Florida, that is.
Siento, esto no es así, ya se siente otro viento. Tómate el tiempo y si quieres yo te cuento cómo es vivir y no morir en el intento. Te enseño cómo invierto, solo apostar en lo que es 100% cierto. Ahora como lo que quieran, mis platos cubiertos. Y los míos comen aunque no tengan abiertos. El hambre ya está muerta. Yo le doy su ticket y no se repite. Dice que me la da.
Okay, we're back in Texas. Now let's compare. Texas is going to have a lot of lakes, okay? And if you like boating, kayaking, I actually did a lake video of what it's like to live on a lake in a small town in Texas. I'll put the link below. We had an absolute ball at the Airbnb on the lake. The kids had an absolute blast. They stayed up all night, and that's fine. We enjoyed some boating, some tubing, definitely a great time. However, can I compare the lake to Miami Beach? Absolutely not. But we do have lakes in the state of Texas. While Texas does have a very diverse landscape, for me personally, who enjoys the ocean, the palm trees, the yellow-green lights of the beautiful buildings in South Beach, and not just Miami, just throughout the state of Florida, I'm gonna keep it 100. I live in the great state of Texas. I was born and raised here. But I flew to Miami for a reason, and that is to get away from the concrete jungle, so it's definitely a nice change of pace. So as far as the landscape of the state, I'm going to have to give it to Florida, and to me, Florida is going to be a clear winner. Okay, moving on to the next topic, and that is going to be crime or the lack thereof. Hopefully you never have to put your hands on anybody in regards to self-defense. I'm only joking, guys. I did box back in the day only so I didn't have to fight. According to my uncle anyway, he said, Richard, I'm gonna show you how to fight so you never have to fight. At the time when I was younger, it didn't make any sense, but as I've gotten older, very wise coach. So in regards to crime, no state is safe. And depending on the city that you're visiting or residing in and the location of that particular city, the crime rate is going to be all over the place. But from the research and the data that I've gathered, if there's going to be a winner between the state of Texas and Florida, Florida is going to be the winner. In Texas, as of 2023, there are 4.6 crimes per 1,000 people and 21.9 property crimes. Florida violent crime is down 3.92% per 1,000 residents, 1 in 255, while property crime is down 17.46 per 1,000 residents. So which state is better, Texas or Florida? And it's really going to be a personal decision. I love the state of Texas, mainly due to its southern hospitality, its great people. I have long life friends. My son has friends that are basically like his brothers and sisters. So I love the camaraderie that most families in Texas share and have. I don't know if Florida's that way. Maybe they are. I don't know. I haven't lived in Florida. However, Florida does have a lot to offer. It is absolutely beautiful. And as we were going down on the boat, I could only imagine what it's like to live in one of those mega mansions with your 100-foot yacht docked right in your backyard. I'm sure it would be absolutely amazing. However, oh, guys, I don't know. Listen, I live in Texas for a reason. I could move to wherever I want to, but I stay in Texas. One, the economy is great. The cost of living is very low. My son's schools are exceptional. Texas provides great public education. And there's just so many great people in the state of Texas. That is why when I do get bored of the concrete jungle or the heat, my son and I head to the DFW International Airport and we head to our San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco office in California. And in 2024, we'll be heading to South Beach because we're going to expand our offices into Florida. So if you're looking to purchase, lease, or sell, first-time home buyer, or you're ready to buy that mega mansion, you have a friend in the real estate business, Richard Soto with VIP Realty, and my team and I would love to assist you with all your real estate leads. It doesn't matter if it's an apartment or a townhome, we are here to assist you. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. For now, I'm gonna get back into my office, reply to all your emails, text messages, and voicemails. So for now, I will see you on the next video.